Hello, my name is Leslie Johnston, the Communications Coordinator for the Arlington ISD. Today we're here in the Arlington High School Library with Superintendent Dr. Marcelo Cavazos. Good evening, Dr. Cavazos.
Hello, Leslie. How are you today?
Good. How are you?
Doing well, thank you.
Today we're going to talk a little bit about the year. What have been some of the highlights of this year so far for you?
When we look back at the beginning of the school year, as we rolled out our strategic plan, great energy at UTA College Park as our staff came together to hear about our strategic plan and really the vision of the school district and where we're trying to go with our students and their success. And so that was a highlight of this school year. Also, as we started the school year, first day of school, we did our first ever tweet along, and we visited several schools and engaged the community in a different way to experience the first day of school. And part of that was looking at the aspirations and the dreams of students across the district as they're starting their school year. And now, as we're winding down our school year, the same kind of dreams and excitement and aspiration for our seniors and our kindergarten students, for example, that are going to first grade, their excitement about that. So it's been a very significant year for Arlington ISD, also with the implementation and the adoption of our strategic plan.
This semester, the district has gone through 3 transformational pieces in the strategic plan with the curriculum audit, the facilities assessment, and the surveys process. Those results are starting to come in now. What will that lead to in the future?
Exactly, and those results are significant. They're building blocks for improvement in our school district. So as we receive the results of our surveys, for example, the key question for us in these 3 foundational pieces is what we do with the information and how we use the information to improve in our school system. So specifically with our curriculum audit, it becomes then a roadmap for improvement in our curriculum, our instruction, how we review and design our curriculum to meet the needs of 21st century learners. And so when we look at those foundational pieces like a facilities assessment, the same thinking. How do we use that information then to prioritize the repairs and the bringing our facilities up to the needs of our students? And so those foundational pieces provide that very valuable information. So as we receive this information from these foundational pieces and we see the gaps, because that's what they're intended to do, is to demonstrate and point out the gaps in our system in curriculum, for example, in facilities and our engagement of our employees, then our task is to do something about it. And so we are very deliberate about our improvement efforts. So curriculum audit, for example, if it points out in certain subject areas or grade levels that we have to raise the level of rigor or raise the level of assessment or formative evaluation of our students, then it's a clear picture of where we need to spend our efforts and our resources to improve. They become really roadmaps for improvement, and that's why it's so important as you implement a strategic plan that you have those foundational pieces. And so I'm looking forward to those results and the work that comes after those results, because we've said often that the most important part of our foundational pieces is really the action that we take to then improve. And we started the year with a clear message to everyone that improvement is the non-negotiable, if you will, or that's the standard, is that we will improve. And so these foundational pieces help us in that effort.
I know many of our parents and students alike are looking forward to new and expanded opportunities next school year. Can you tell us about some of those?
Sure. And as we roll out year 2 of our strategic plan and the implementation phase of many of our initiatives, we're looking at those career certification programs as an example that we've talked before about for students who participate in very specialized coursework. Also the development of our early college high school, where students will be able to obtain a high school diploma and an associate's degree at the same time while in high school. We're also looking at the expansion of junior high athletics, for example, and looking at specific sports, strategic sports to expand, such as soccer and tennis. Looking at AVID as an opportunity for students at the elementary level. Implementation of world languages at the elementary level as after-school organizations for them to participate and engage in learning about world cultures. And looking at UIL academic competitions at elementary, knowing that these are those capacity building initiatives that help us make those improvements at the elementary level in particular and serve the needs of all students. So as we look at the variety of different programs that we're implementing and initiatives, it's to meet the needs of all students, because our strategic plan is pretty clear that 100% of our students will graduate on time and be college and career ready. And so these programs lay that very important foundation for students to be successful. In looking at our work this year, from the perspective of a kindergarten student, and that they're ready to face their second year in our school system, as an example, and knowing that they are prepared for first grade, and helping in that interaction with parents and the students, that they're confident in their preparation for first grade, and connecting that with seniors who are leaving our system and are graduating from high school. That same sense of preparation, of being prepared to go to college or go straight into the workforce of their choice. And that preparation is something that we are very focused in on, that making sure that students at every level in our system are prepared for the next level in their life. And so from that perspective, it gives us a good way to understand our work, and that our work is connected. And so next year, thousands of kindergarten students for the first time will be coming to our school system in August. And another several thousand will be graduating from high school next year. But that connection is important to understand that we are a system, and a system for students so that they can be successful as they progress through elementary, junior high, and high school. That our programs and the initiatives and our curriculum, our instruction, is highly aligned so that it meets the diverse needs of all learners. And so when you look at the foundational pieces that we're putting in place as part of our strategic plan, it's always keeping in mind that alignment, that alignment that's necessary for students to be successful. And so the alignment that is the outcome of some of these foundational pieces are felt by our students, and they're experienced by our students. So as a first grader or a kindergartner going into first grader feels confident and prepared in his reading ability and things like that, that our seniors are prepared and confident as they face the workforce and college if they choose. That same experience happens for a first grader that goes to second, and a sixth grader that goes to seventh grade, and an eighth grader that goes to ninth grade. That's when a system begins to really meet the needs of all students. And so that's the important work of our strategic plan. And again, this is year one of our strategic plan, and we know it's a 3-year plan with bold goals, very, very bold objectives in meeting the needs of all students. So with that thinking and that same way we started the year in terms of the enthusiasm of our staff and the momentum in our school district, the fact that our community has engaged with us and understands the importance of community engagement and being a partner with us so that we can meet the needs of students, that we can't do this work alone. So with that perspective, as we close the year, that I'd like to really sincerely appreciate and thank the staff, the teachers, the principals, the assistant principals, all staff in our school system for the hard work that they've exhibited this year, and that they do every single day. And you see that perspective really, or you see the outcome of that work really when I interact with students and parents. And throughout the school year, I've had the opportunity to interact with many students and parents and families. From the first day of school, as I had the opportunity to walk home with a student the first day of school and visit with his siblings and his parents about starting the first day of school and starting school again, to football games and athletic events and fine arts events, and meeting with student council, meeting with teachers and different focus groups and things like that, meeting with students. As we move this progression of improvement in our school system, I see it demonstrated. And so for that, again, thank you to the staff, to our community, to our school board, for the effort, the combined effort, the unified effort to implement our strategic plan, but more importantly, to make sure that every student in our school system is successful. And that continues to be our aim. It will continue to be our aim as we move forward.
So I know part of our strategic plan is parent and community engagement, and a big piece of that is partnerships with outside groups in the city. How do you hope to expand that as we go forward? Absolutely.
When we look at next year, we're building on a very strong foundation of our community engagement that we've experienced this year. We've experienced support from our business community, from our parents, from our nonprofits. And so the task really for next year as we move forward is to accelerate those partnerships, to make them something that continues to benefit students. And so our partnerships and our engagement with our community is strong this year and has been strong this year. The task is really to accelerate that and to make them very purposeful in improving and assisting us to assist students meet their learning objectives. So that acceleration is something that I look forward to next year as well.
With 65,000 students, we have varying needs, and those continue to change as the community and world around us changes. How will we work to address those needs as we move forward?
Addressing the needs of an ever-changing student population in terms of their interests and their desires and their parents' desires, we have to ask them about their expectations and their needs and their desires, and ask parents. So next year we'll be asking students at a larger scale about their experience in school and their future and how they see the school system meeting their needs, so that we can continue to adapt and be a system that adapts to ever-changing needs. We know that the challenges of our world today demand that schools adapt to those to meet the needs of students in their future. And so one important way that we're doing that is through our 8th grade course next year. That will be a required course for all 8th graders, specifically focused on career and college planning for students, to show them and demonstrate the opportunities that exist in high school, but beyond high school as well, and to partnering with our community to make sure that the students are exposed to a wide variety of careers and the options that they have as they go through high school, for example. So that's a critical piece for us, to make sure that we stay in tune with students' needs. And so this year we implemented BYOT, Bring Your Own Technology. And that's another way that we continue to change so that we can meet the needs of students. Our challenge and our task will continue to be that we find opportunities to meet the needs of all our students. And so whether that's redesigning programs or creating new initiatives or strengthening our Tier 1 instruction, which is the foundational instructional piece for us, to make sure that those efforts meet the needs of all students. As another example, next year we'll be finalizing our instructional model, an instructional model that is a framework for what we expect in our classrooms in Arlington Independent School District, a framework of the expectations of students and their engagement and their learning environment in our school district. And so developing and designing an instructional model allows us to make sure that we're very current with the needs of students. Our curriculum audit, the same thing. It's meeting the needs of students and understanding where there are gaps in our curriculum, or gaps in our instruction, or gaps in our assessment, and being able as a system to adapt to the ever-changing needs of our students.
So you just celebrated your 5-month anniversary as superintendent of the Arlington ISD. What continues to inspire you in this position?
What inspires me in this position is the success of students. And the success of students is directly linked to the work that we do every single day. And so their success and the opportunities for them, for students in particular, from pre-K to grade 12, it continues to inspire me. Because as I visit campuses and classrooms, I see the great work that's being done every single day. And I also see students that are excited about coming to school and understanding that school is a place for them. And really the schools belong to the students, and it's a resource for them. And when students take advantage of the opportunities that we provide and the interactions with teachers and the experts really in their learning, that continues to inspire me. The motivation and the momentum of our community, the fact that we have a purpose of improvement and the community is engaged about that, continues to motivate me and inspire me. So fundamentally it'll always be students and their success and what they deal with on an everyday basis that motivates me. I would also like to add a special appreciation to all staff, teachers, all our employees for really an outstanding school year, one that has brought an energy to our school system and a momentum that the community senses because of the initiatives that we're implementing in our bold strategic plan. And so it's with great appreciation for the hard work of all our employees that have dedicated so much time this year and gone the extra mile over and over and over. And so you see that demonstrated, or I see that demonstrated really when I interact with students and parents, of how appreciative they are of their teachers, of their community staff or the school staff, and how that really impacts their learning. And so I think it's important for us, especially this time of year, to reflect at whatever capacity, as your superintendent or communications or teacher, et cetera, any level of employee in our school system, to reflect that what you do every single day ultimately impacts the learning of students. And the connection that is in our system, the glue of our system really is that we're focused on making sure students are successful.
What message do you have for students as we close this year?
Thanking our students for their efforts this year, for their dedication, and for their commitment to excellence, but also a challenge to continue to learn and engage in the summer, to continue their studies in the summer in one way or another, whether it's through reading or through attending specialized classes or going to the library or attending different events that continues to inspire them to learn, to look beyond the day and look into the future and begin to think about what the future possibilities hold.
Thank you, Dr. Cavazos, for joining us today and sharing information about the exciting things that have happened this school year and what we will continue to experience as we move forward in the Achieve Today, Excel Tomorrow strategic plan. It's been a wonderful year, and I am excited to hear from you, and I know everyone in the district is excited to get this information and move forward throughout the year.
Thank you, Leslie, and again, thank you to all our staff, our students, and our community for a great year, and we look forward to another one.